Today, I'm going to make a promise to you. And the promise that I'm going to make is that you'll never need a coaching session by me, because what I'm going to talk about today, you're going to be completely prepared to eliminate people in the future who's trying to compete for your heart. Dating is tough. And the tough thing about it is you don't know who's real and who's fake. So I've come up with 5 of the biggest red flags that I've seen early on. And if you stick around to number 5, I believe it is the biggest indicator that you should let someone go and never decide to give them your heart. The first red flag is when a person is moving too fast. And what moving too fast looks like for me is when a person is trying to see you daily, they're in constant communication, they're trying to rush and get that commitment out of you too soon. What is their reason for trying to get this relationship moved so fast? I mean, what are they hiding? Do they have something that they don't want to show you early on? Are they trying to get you to commit before you see the real person? Or are they coming out of another relationship and they're trying to get you to fill in that spot that the other person left? If you've gotten yourself involved with someone that's trying to move the relationship too fast, meaning that you're very uncomfortable with the pace of this relationship and they're trying to convince you that you're just being too paranoid and you need to let down your guards and just live a little, then I will be concerned. That's red flag number 1 for me. I was coaching a woman once and the guy moved things very quickly. He had just come out of a broken engagement. And, he said things to her like, man, I never had this connection with anyone. I feel like you're my soulmate. I never even had this connection with my ex-fiance. Then he tried to meet the family right away. He started to bond with her kids as quickly as possible. All of the things that she really struggled with because it was really breaking her boundaries and something that she wasn't comfortable with right away. What ended up happening was he ended up going back to his ex-fiance because he wasn't totally over her. She was still in the picture all along. And that's when I had to break the news to her that you may have been a rebound. He hadn't healed from that relationship, and clearly she wasn't over it either. So this is just one example of the outcome of trying to move a relationship too fast. The second red flag that I've seen is they never introduce you to important people. Sure, they may have met a lot of your important people, but have you met any one of theirs? Have you met their best friend? Have you met their sisters, brothers, their parents? Depends on the stage of the relationship, right? And I get it. You don't want to be meeting everyone right away. And or you don't want to come off as someone that's overbearing. So you let things happen at a natural pace. But if you get 8 months out, 12 months out, and you still haven't met anyone of importance in their life, that means that they're being secretive and they may be on the fence about whether they want to have a committed future with you. I was just coaching a woman about this the other day. She said that she met his best friends over the phone, but no one in person. They live long distance, so that was an issue. He ended up backing out of the relationship and didn't want a commitment anymore, and she felt like he never truly let her all the way in. The third red flag that I would say is when their actions aren't matching their words. Let's say that you met this person on a dating app, and on that dating app, they say that they're this type of person and they require this from other people. So if they say that there's someone that values communication and they values consistency, and then you start to see that they're not showing up that way, they're not consistent, they don't know how to communicate well, then that means that their actions aren't aligning with their words. And that's someone that you probably shouldn't spend more time with. You shouldn't allow for them to have access to your life. I say this all the time. Time is the biggest gift that you can reward anyone with. It's non-refundable, it's negotiable, but you won't get an instant rebate for it because when it's gone, it's gone. Number 4, this is a big one. Anyone that shows that they have anger issues should be something to be taken very seriously because it's a sign of someone who doesn't know how to regulate their emotions. And that's going to show up when you guys have disagreements. That's going to show up when you have issues with family members, even if you have kids together. And that's something you really need to take serious. The way that they treat people, the way that they treat their dog, especially how they treat their parents and their relatives themselves, is going to be eventually how they treat you. I was actually coaching a guy the other day, and the guy was saying that his ex would talk poorly about her exes. That immediately made me start scratching my head like, why are you continuing to be involved with someone like this? Because what ended up happening was she ended up scratching his PlayStation disc, and I know it's just video games, but at the end of the day, it's disrespectful. Breaking things around the house, But it wasn't something that started right away. It was something that built up gradually over time. He let her cross a few boundaries, didn't stand up for himself, and she ended up taking control and being very manipulative and abusive to him. And as promised, number 5, the biggest one yet is your friends and your family don't like the person. There's something about your friends and family that are able to see things that you're not able to see. When you're in love and you have these love goggles on, for some reason, they're able to see through things and spot a person that's not treating you well. But oftentimes I see people distance themselves from their friends and their family to be with that person, which means you're eliminating natural defense systems and you're not allowing them to help you out and to help you see clearly. Now, I agree, when you decide to be in a relationship, you should just be two people in that relationship and not have a whole bunch of feedback from other people. But when they're all saying the same thing, saying that they don't like this person, saying that this person's treating you rude and disrespectful and that you shouldn't be with them, you have to take that serious because they're looking out for you and your best interest. Now, there are cases where people are just being jealous and envious because you found someone. But when you take a step back and you look at things objectively, and you're not just thinking from an emotional standpoint and making decisions from it, you may be able to see just for a moment that some of the things that they're saying are very accurate. And I would say it like this. What advice would you give someone else? Because usually we give better advice than we follow ourselves. So what would you tell your kids? What would you tell your friends if they were in situations that you're in right now? They're doing you the exact same favor that you would do them if they were in the situation. So if you found this video of any value, please like, comment, and share. Reach out to me on my other social media accounts. Comment down below if you felt like this video was valuable. And let me know what topics you guys would like to hear from the channel. If you want my help personally, reach out to me on my website at www.fruitfulseeds.com. And always remember, when you go be love, you'll never have to find it. Namaste.